Hi, fellow traders. I hope you guys are off to a great week. I know it's been a ton of opportunities out there. The market has really been on fire these last 2 days. And if you were like me, if you weren't in a lot of the opportunities and you did get something, be happy with that and just keep building on it. But I don't think the market's going to slow down anytime soon. I think it's going to be volatile. There's a lot of stuff going on that's going to sway it one way or the other. So we just need to be ready to take advantage of what the market gives us. Now, if you watched my Rolling with Ed video this past weekend, I talked about how the run pass option kind of coincides with how I trade, or how day traders can really look at approach going into the morning. Because, and I kind of laid it out here on this illustration. You've got us, or me, the quarterback here, and then I've got the stocks on my watch list. And some of the stocks are going to have larger windows of opportunity. And these are going to be the ones that you're going to go long on. I mean, like for a long pass, you're going to run verticals. So obviously ZM was a big move potential. CRWD, big move potential. And then we've got some smaller moves. Now, mRNA can make a big move. So I would expect if I catch it, maybe we can break. And then we've got the RCL, which will probably just run a little bit, but it'll be enough for us to get a completion and keep moving down the field. And I'm always going to have Roku sitting here. It may not be on my watch list, but it's always going to be my check down guy that I could either hand the ball off and let him try to break through, or he can be a check down receiver and I can just toss it to him if I get in trouble. And here's my one of my montages, and I have two stocks on each monitor. So SPY is always on one, Roku is always right up under it. Now, if another stock takes Roku's place, then I'll move it off. But until then, Roku has his place right under the SPY. So he's going to always be right there. He's going to be my right-hand man. But the key is reading the market. The market is the defense. And as a quarterback, you have to read the defense. And when you take a chance, or you throw the ball to a receiver, you want to make sure that he's open enough to catch the ball and that he's not well covered. So when our stocks are out there, when they set up and they kind of run their route, if they're covered with support or resistance, then they're not in play. We don't target them. We move on to the next one. And if that one's covered up, we move on to the next one. If we can't find anything, then we shut the play down and we run it again. All right, so there's no reason to force anything. And for somehow we get jacked up. Like especially on a Monday morning, we're jacked up, we're ready to go. The beginning of the month, the beginning of the week, and we just want to make this. We just want to start strong, and we take some risks. Yesterday, I went long, got picked off. Tried to throw a short pass, was covered up, pick six. I was done before the first quarter even finished. That's just how quick my day was, and that's how quick things could turn if you don't read the market defense right. If you try to force things that aren't there, you're gonna pay the price. And this is just another way of how you can look at your watch list. Now, if you're a newer trader, you may be only able to watch one or two stocks. You just like that brand new quarterback that's never been in the game before. The coach is only going to give you a couple of options to look at. Try to stay safe. Maybe run the ball a lot. Try to break something that way. Or you may have one or two pass options and you got to throw it away. But as you get better, you're going to have more and more options, more and more opportunities to score. And that's just the way it is here in our trading. The better we get, the more we're able to watch, 3 or 4 stocks at one time, the better options we're going to have. And that's, what it all boils down to. So we're going to take a look at these last couple of days here. But first, I want to remind you, our roadmap to success starts tomorrow. We kick it off tomorrow. I'm giving you my whole playbook, and I'm teaching it to you from A to Z. So, sit back, relax, and get ready for that. Because if you trust the process and you follow through with it, and you do things the way you're supposed to do it, you're going to have a really, really good chance to join that 10%ers club. And there's very few of us in it. So, we need more people. So that starts tomorrow after market. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email and I'll be glad to answer them for you. So yesterday, CRWD. All right, here is the opening candle here. And we went out and we took out the pre-market high. So I felt pretty good about this. I really did. I felt good about it. I buy it. We're a solid green candle when I buy it up here as we're breaking out. And it ran up about 10 or 15 cents and the bottom fell out of it. And, it came back. I had to stop out. I didn't have a choice. But it kind of messed around a little bit, pulled back again a little bit, and then it ripped up and made the move that I was looking for. All right, but, that's fine. I went long, made a mistake, got picked off, or, it really wasn't my fault. It was a good, solid setup. Everything was in play. It wasn't covered up. My receiver just happened to fumble and ended up losing on that play. So that's fine. I could deal with that. But then I go and I try to force something. Okay, we're kind of covered up here. We've got support. I know it's a little ways away. But there's not enough room for me to even make profit. So I should never have even taken this trade. So, and I get in it, again, it starts to work, and then it rips back up and stops me out. But this one actually never did work. It just kind of grinded its way up. So before the first quarter even ended, I was done. I was on the bench. And one of the things, and we talked about this a while back, you have to be able to put yourself on the bench. If you mess up and you just aren't there, you put yourself on the bench until you get squared away. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. So, not the start of the week that I wanted, but I know I was jacked up. I was amped up like a person playing in the championship game for the first time. It takes some time for you to calm down, get cool, calm, and collected. But if you're at your max loss, then you need to stop and just come back tomorrow. And that's really what we did today. So guess what? We jump back on CRWD again. And what does it do? It rips me apart again. First trade out of the box. Opening range breakdown. It starts to work, goes about 20 cents, and rips back up and stops me out. But I didn't go chasing waterfalls. I regrouped. I came back, waited for it to set up again, and nailed it. This is as beautiful of a trade as you can get. Now I had a little piece left on this, and I was trying to wait for it to get to 89.50, which was the next level of support. It got down to 90, but that wasn't really enough for me, so I had to wait, and it came back, and once it got back up here, I had to take it off. So really, really nice trade. Just didn't get to the final. I didn't get to the final target, but hitting 3 targets was perfect. That was perfect. And so ended up erasing this. Didn't really finish all that strong because I didn't get an opportunity to get the afternoon trade. I wasn't here, and it happens sometimes. There are going to be times when you have to run errands and you have to do things. You have appointments, you have a doctor's appointment or whatever. You're going to miss some of the moves sometimes. And, we were waiting on this to set back up. Once it broke this channel, it put in this channel here. Well, actually, the channel was down here, but we had a micro channel in here that once this broke, I had enough room down here to take some decent profit. But wasn't here to catch this trade. It had already started when I got back. But a couple people caught it. This is exactly the type moves that we look for. That I try to teach you, hey, be patient. Don't trade this in the channel. That's where you lose all your money you made from the morning. Let it set up, break through, and typically you're going to get a nice strong move after that. It won't be as big as the opening moves. Those are always going to be your bigger moves, but they're your more volatile moves. And not everybody likes that volatility. They like the slow trend type moves, and you just have to be more patient and allow them to set up. And that's all we did here. So we ended the day out of the red. I wish I could have finished off the day in this, but it was really, really good. But I did get the trade aftermarket earnings today, so that's where we made up our ground. And it was on ZM. ZM was reporting today. Obviously, I'm not doing the gap moves. I'm not getting in before the close and looking for the gap. Even though this would have been really lucrative had I done that. But it's not worth the risk right now. I can always get in and wait, especially on these stocks that have volume, and trade aftermarket. You see how good the price action is pre-market? It's really good aftermarket as well on some of these names reporting earnings. I know that you always taught that pre-market you don't trade because it's too sketchy, it's too spready and all of that. It's just not like that anymore. When I first started, it was. But these last several years, more and more people have been coming in. More of these brokers are allowing traders to trade earlier, and you see a lot of good moves pre-market, and you see a lot of good moves aftermarket. And here we got in. I did have to hold through some pain, and that's one of the issues that you're going to deal with, especially with a volatile stock. If you're trading and the volatility is still there, you're going to have to deal with a little bit of pain because it's going to test some things. And that's what, we tested a little bit. And finally, we got up to 218. I was looking for 220. I was looking for 220 on this move, and then 225. but it just kind of stalled out here. I took some profit here. It came back, ended up having to stop out, but I had to leave. I couldn't stay. I had to take off, so I couldn't be here when the conference call started or anything. So if I was, this would have been a really nice short under here, and taking some profit here, and under red to green. We weren't red on the day. I mean, this was really good short. But by the time I got back, we were starting to bounce a little bit. So I was able to catch the bounce. First target was 2 points away at the, well, not 2 points, but just over 1 point away at the 20. Next target was red to green up here. That was a couple more points added on. And I was looking for the 100 up here, but we just couldn't get through it. Just kind of hung around and ended up taking it off. And we could trade up to 8 o'clock. So after 8 o'clock, I can't trade this anymore. There are several stocks on Thinkorswim, like the SPY, the Qs. I can trade 24 hours a day. So Thinkorswim does have that capability, but most brokers will shut down around 7 to 8 o'clock. Some even at 6 for aftermarket. But I was good till 8 and was able to hold this thing out. So, and honestly, guys, it doesn't matter. You could come in and trade aftermarket some days, especially when earnings are kicking. You have stocks that are reporting earnings aftermarket. They trade with pretty decent volume that will allow you to take some of these trades. And all you're doing is trading the trend. We're not worrying about that initial move. We're catching the trend. So all of this you're going to learn in the roadmap to success. Obviously, these strategies come a little bit further down the road. But all of these, you're going to get my whole playbook. And so if you missed the morning, or like me, you missed the afternoon part, you got the evening. You got the aftermarket. And you just be patient, let the trade come to you, and you take what the market gives you. You take what that market defense gives you. So end of the day, really, really strong. 1480.15. So we ended up with around a $1,500 day. So not bad at all. No, not bad at all. Now I did have to take this in my swing account because I don't have, I'm only trading with 36 in margin, which gets cut in half overnight. So aftermarket, I'm really limited. And I wanted to try to make up some for the day. So I didn't want to go in with really small size. I wanted to give myself a chance to redeem this day and kind of pick up yesterday's slack. So it worked out pretty good. But we'll be back at it tomorrow. So you guys have a great night. And I will see you first thing in the morning.